And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gulfstream Park. At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream Park on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We have a fast main track off the turf course. It's supposed to be a beautiful day today. Samantha and Brian with you as we kick off a mandatory Rainbow Day.
Yeah, looking forward to that mandatory Rainbow Sunday and race number 5, 10 race card, unfortunately off the turf, but that's not a surprise if you've been with us the last, 8 or 10 or 12 days. It just is what it is.
Going,
but yeah, hopefully we'll get back on it on Friday after we take a little break. But really good sequence today, really difficult sequence today. I had a giant ticket that I had to really whittle down. Yeah, we're going to have well over $1 million in the pool. Kicks off today in race number 5. Or expecting about 1.25 million in there.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to that a little bit later on. We've all got tickets. Ron and I filmed a video. You filmed a little segment about the rainbow, or race in the rainbow as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun today.
Yep, it really will. And we'll start that in race number 5. And like Brian mentioned, we all have tickets. We'll get into the first half of this card, though, before getting into the meat in race 5. But race 1, it will start with the early pick 5. And as always, Brian has got the ticket.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it now. Nothing changed for me in the first 5 races, so that was very good. Yeah, $18 for me. Short number in the opener. And race number 2, we've got the 5 on top in Zito. Race number 3, I've got the 6 on top, Chancelicious. Race number 4, could easily singled Chancelicious if you want to whittle this down even more to $6. Race 4, I do have a single of Throckmorton. And in race number 5, that is the 3 on top, Ninja Star. So pretty tight ticket here, $18. Could be very formful early on. Race 5, of course, kicks off the rainbow.
Yep, it does, exactly. So an $18 play, and kicking it off in the opener, we do have a scratch of the number 4, about 55 minutes away, but both of us on the 1, Carenton. It's Rohan. This is a big drop in class for the mile and 70-yard distance on the Tapeta.
Big drop, so you got to maybe be a little worrisome about that. The race 2 starts back, which was on the Tapeta, would literally lap this field. You worry about the drop? Yeah, maybe you do, but Rohan's a guy that's going to put them where they can win, and he's a guy that's winning again. So short number here in the opener, but I'm willing to take it.
To be fair, they claimed this horse for 17.5.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's just the product of the races that he's in, the groups that he's been in. The 2 Ocala Rocket, he broke through last time.
finally won last time. Now he's going to rise out of the 2L ranks, but he does come in off a W, and that had been very, very elusive for him for the most part.
Right.
So he got it done last time. If the favorite's a little dinged up or maybe not what he was, Ocala Rocket comes in off a good race.
Let's just really quickly, sorry guys, the stat on the one, because Ronnie Rainbow, he stat boyed it up here. We'll take a look at this for Turf to Tapeta last 4 years. This is interesting.
Yeah, that's not great, to be honest, because Rohan's a guy that pretty much, I know this year you can see 14%. He's a guy that kind of bops around in the 20s. So it's not a great stat. It's not a terrible one at all either. 12% is solid enough, but the race clearly goes through Carrington on the drop.
I agree. And the horse, it's very early in the betting, but just keep watching closer to post time, because when they bet these Rohan Crichton horses, they usually do show up. Race 2. It's an early pick 4, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. We scratched the number 2 First Responder. It still leaves a field of 9, a very robust field. Brian will tweet that ticket out. A couple of these tangled last time, including your top pick and my top pick, which is Enzito, who finished 3rd behind McMullen. We'll take a look at that replay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he finished 3rd behind McMullen, and Protest is in here as well. Yep. But, you know, Enzito, that was only his 2nd lifetime star, and he really, really woke up after a total no-show, dead last on debut. To me, personally, he's the one I want out of this race. He might, honestly, he's the only one I want out of this race, because he's drawn better than McMullen to his outside, even though McMullen did beat him on the square coming up the fence last time on the Tapeta. I think Enzito's got a lot more to give, and Victor Barboza found a lot more last time, 2nd time out. So McMullen, you know, he's a player and he's going to get bet, but I feel like Enzito's the one that we want. And, you know, Protest did well to draw outside all of them, and he doesn't need to mix it up. At least his running style says he's going to settle a little bit. That might help him too.
Yeah, I think it's going to line up with the 4 going, the 5 sitting off his hip, and Protest just kind of sitting right there as well, but it just puts Enzito in a perfect spot.
Yeah, he was one of my easiest picks of the card, because you look at Devilman, who's at least your morning line favorite. Devilman's 0 for 17. He's run underneath 8 times. He's going to do exactly what he always does. He's going to run a high 40s, low 50s kind of number, a middling thoroughgraph number as well.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It might win today. It very well might win today. They can't bet enough on this horse's last few starts, and Zito's the one you want here, I think.
I agree completely there. Race 3. It's an $8,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. The 2 Spatula is out of this spot. It's a 6-horse field. Chancelicious. This was your single, wasn't it?
This was my single, and congratulations to Yolbert Torres, our leading apprentice at the Royal Palm Meet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What this race is named after, so congrats to him. We do all that today with the winners of the recently concluded Royal Palm Meet. This is a you kind of pick, right? We're going to try Tapeta today for the first time. The dirt form, the sprint form, the speed of Chancelicious all make her the one to beat. Now, I don't like losing at 80 and 60 cents on the dollar, as she's done last time in 3 starts back, but it is what it is. There's not much here.
Yep, and it was on the dirt too.
Yeah.
So it just really changes the ball game. The speed is going to hang or hold up very well here. And Sweet Sash, this is one for Rohan Crichton. Look, definitely flattered by the race she comes out of, because Leprechauna brought back another win yesterday as well, and Pizzicato came back and won. But still, just I feel like her running style, she's just never close enough to get it done.
No, I agree with that, and I can't see a win on her page either. Let's just take a quick look at the stat we got for Amador.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Sorry about that.
On Chancelicious, because this is interesting. We're going to try Tapeta today for the first time, so that's a good one.
Pretty good.
And Amador won yesterday again. He's rolling. So here's the other thing, too, because we already talked about Sweet Sash, and now let's talk about Our Wins Aren't Luck, who's got no speed.
No.
And at 80 cents on the dollar, albeit on the dirt last time, nowhere to be found. That race 2 back sticks out to me like a sore thumb, and it says to me, we're not getting back to
No, I agree. This isn't really the MO here for the Carlos David barn when they claimed this horse on debut for $35,000, and she just doesn't have it. You have it or you don't. You make good claims, you make not so great claims.
She's a nibbler.
Yeah, that's very accurate. I think 6 is the one that you need here. Like you said, the earlier half of the card seems pretty formful. Now, race 4, it's a maiden special weight event. We're off the grass on the Tapeta, 5 furlongs. What a good one it is, too. The 7 Il Vagabundo is out of here. We have a middle pick 4 and the tropical Tapeta pick 3. Do you want to go first with your middle pick 4?
Sure.
All right.
Why not? It's $20 for me. Now,
like
this kind of gets going with the rainbow in race 5, so we'll show this. 4 deep in there. Race 6, 5 deep in there. I already talked about race 5. Race 6, I've got the 11 on top. Really a horse I'm looking to play against in that race, but my girl Nina is on top. I need the 1 and the 2 in there for a $20 ticket. Maybe I sent that wrong. Race 7 is now off the turf. Trumpetta, the 2 horse, moves way up, and I actually have her on top. So that's a 1-2 in there for $20 for me on that middle pick 4.
The tropical Tapeta pick 3s, races 4, 7, and 10. I've got an $18 play, just 2 of them here for me. Race 10, I'm singling Ball DeMar at the very end, but in my rainbow I did use another one there. So that is an $18 play. 15% low takeout, $3 minimum, a very, very nice player-friendly wager. This maiden special weight here, it's not an easy one. The race clearly runs through the 1 and the 2 and the 2 Throckmorton. Play against Jose D'Angelo Barn at your own risk.
Yeah, I think this horse is going to like, getting away from Saratoga. We bet this horse on debut.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Yep. And I remember the next time Jose D'Angelo said to me, the second time this horse runs, bet whatever you want on him.
Yeah, well, he caught slop, and it was an off-the-turfer up there. So now we're on Tapeta down here. That's going to help his speed a lot more. Did well to draw outside Augustonian, who not only is the other horse to beat, but he's the other speed in here, too. Now, they might get hot, and they might get bothered early, but I think Throckmorton is finally going to find a group that he's going to like a lot better than up I-95 and Interstate 87.
Yeah, no kidding. Oof, that's a lot of numbers. Yeah. But, yeah, in New York. The thing with the number 2, Throckmorton, they can go one of 2 ways. The horse could just break like a shot, which is what he's been doing, and take off, and nobody's going to even threaten to catch the horse, which we see a lot of Jose D'Angelo horses do. Or the 1 will be running with them, and this horse, I remember watching the race on August 14th. This horse was tiring pretty bad.
Yeah, he's got a wild Tapeta work on June 29th.
Yes.
Now they all work crazy fast
That's so
in the
true.
morning.
But
That's
you know
really
he
fast.
gets across the surface really well. But in my opinion, I thought the 1 and the 2 were going to go at it, and that's why I thought it set up really nicely for the 9, Cademan, who's going to get blinkers on for the first time. Brian, they bet him just a little bit. I was excited to see this horse on the grass because the dam is a half to Whitty. But it's interesting because the half sister of this horse had Mr. Money. So, but this is this is a horse that could set a really nice trip. I just don't know if it'll be enough to get there.
Yeah, the interesting thing is Whitty's like a cracked turf sprinter, but the other half, Sister O'Toole, wanted to run all day.
So it's weird breeding, right?
She earned over 430, and she was good. Turf stakes long, that kind of horse. So we'll see what we get from him today. But Samantha's right. We'll be hitting pretty hard down on the inside with the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, they might just run away from him though, so that might be a little bit of a problem. And then just the 1 quickly, Augustinian, which we said he did debut here, and now actually was pretty impressive on debut on the grass here. I think that he exited out of the Throckmorton race, and it's just so.
Yeah, he could easily be favored in here. It wouldn't shock me at all. They tend to like the D'Angelos. But that was a huge turf debut here at even money in a 10-horse field.
Yeah.
So he just gave it up late.
Yep, it was a strong effort though, regardless. We're going to take a short break. Whenever we come back, we have everybody's mandatory Rainbow 6 tickets, so do not go away. We'll be right back.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Samantha and Brian with you as we are here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon at Gulfstream Park. It is a mandatory Rainbow Six Day here on September 14th. We've got a very fun latter half of the card. Brian, excited to see what you did in your Pick Six ticket, and we'll look at yours first. We'll go you, Ron, and then we'll go me.
Very difficult sequence. Very, very difficult. Maybe I'm making it more difficult because I have opinions on horses I don't like as well. Race 5 we'll get to in a second. Race 6, I'm going 5 deep. There's a horse in there I don't like at all. That's your morning line favorite, Lady Lullaby. So I've got the 11, My Girl Nina, on top. I've got to get a little tighter from here on out. Tinta Rosa was my best bet of the day on turf. That's no longer the case. I'm moving Trumpetta up to the top rung there, 2-1 in that race. Race number 8, I have to be perfectly honest, I wanted to use all of them in there. I lost my 3rd and my 4th pick in that race, but my long shot is in there. That is the 9. We'll see about the price, but that's XY Point. Race 9, I was so against Lou the Body.
I know.
But the Thor scratches out, so I've got to put Lou the Body on top, but I'm going to use one other, and that's Give Me Liberty, because I really, really wanted to play against Lou the Body. And in race 10, it is not easy off the turf. I left everything the same. I'm with you on Baldemar. I liked her speed more on the turf, but with that being said, she ran very well, all things considered, routing on the Tapeta last time. 128.
I like it. Now we'll take a look at Ronnie Rainbow's ticket here as we have a 76.80 play, and he's singling right off the rip. I love a single in the first race.
Yep, we talked about it yesterday. I'm with you right there for sure.
Yep, in race 6, he just got too deep, and then he's got leverage to go deeper in races 7, 8, and 9, which are tough races. Race 7.
Ronnie's got Pemberley on top in race 7,
yep.
so I know that. In race 8, he's down on the inside with the 1 Boonchero. Race 9, he does have Lou the Body, but he's spreading as well. And in race 10, Ronnie's got, stretching my memory a little bit, maybe Pocket Pair. That one we'll check with him, but he's 3 deep in the finale.
All right, I like it. 76.80. And then as for moi, I think I have a 108. Okay, 108 even play here. I'm spreading in this race. Race number 6, I have the 8 on top, Sweet Agenda. Race number 7, I've got the 5. That is Party Shaker. Race 8, that's the spread race for me. There's just, I think, one horse I might have lopped off on this whole thing, but I do have the number 8 on top. That's Big Amadeus. Race 9, I scratch into the 1. I had the 5, the Thor on top, but he's not going to play today. But I'm also going to use Puckered. I find this horse a little bit interesting. And in the finale, as in my Tropical Tapeta pick 3, I did single the 6 Baldemar, but I'm going to use the 1 Golden Valley here off the trainer change. I think this is an interesting horse dropping down to non-winners of 2 levels. So 108 is the play in this mandatory Rainbow 6. And in race 5, Brian, 1 mile and 70 yards here. It's a $25,000 claimer. We celebrate Edgar Zayas with our leading jockey of the Royal Palm Meet in race number 5. It's a clean field of 7. Okay, for a second I didn't see the 3, and I thought, oh gosh, you're going back with Merlin again. But
no.
Take it away with Ninja Star.
Well,
this is Ron Single.
Yeah, Merlin's going to win by 7 lengths today. But Ninja Star, we can show you the replay as well. Ninja Star ran very, very good on the Tapeta last time. That is a definitive effort in this field. There's no doubt about that. Victory Dash just got loose and just didn't want to stop. Basically dragged them all around the racetrack, including Ninja Star, who ran well to hold second, because Ninja Star was on the hard chase the entire way. That was back on the Tapeta for first time for Kathleen O'Connell. So she's got it working with this gelded son of Gary D. No idea. Gary D.
Your old buddy.
Big time effort. The speed, as you just saw, to lay close but not get involved if somebody wants to go early. Ninja Star's a huge, huge player in here. We even get a little weight break with Louis Foonmayer aboard as well. Yeah,
who rode him quite well last time. This was a good race, too, because Freegon came back to win as well. So I think that's a good sign here. Now, I went to the 5 Jack Kerouac. There was a Tapeta race December of last year, December 20th, and that was a really big figure that day for me. Now, he's not been on the Tapeta since then. Ron Spatzbarn is typically picking up a win about one a day, it seems like. So I don't know. This is a race that I was spreading, but I felt like if he could be closer up, which he has in the past, this is a nice drop in class at least.
Yeah, it's a drop. He just never wins.
I know.
have trouble coming up with these kind of horses, but that Tapeta race does put him right with this kind of group, no doubt.
Well, let's talk about Merlin because finally the son of Brethren, who is 5% on the turf, will be back on the Tapeta where he does have 3 wins.
Yeah, I mean, he's so much the horse to beat in here, but, I'm not picking him. That says it right there.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting blinkers on a 6-year-old.
Yesterday, and he won, too.
Well, that's true.
He is 3 for 11 on Tapeta. He's 0 for 17 everywhere else. I'm not going to tell you that a 6-year-old gelding is going to get back to a race last June of 2024. If he does get back to that race, they're all running for second.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything's in the tank because they did not bet $1 on this horse last time. And now he's in for a quarter. Carlos David got nothing out of him on the turf last time. He took actually, quite frankly, a big dip down last time. You can say, okay, he's a Brethren on the turf. That's fine. He's run well on the turf in the past. He stunk last time.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a lock last time. So it is what it is. Edgard's going to say, I'll ride for you. Never a bad thing to have him on board.
What do you do with Double Neat here? This is, I find, this is a very interesting horse. It just doesn't seem like he has enough to keep him close early, and that's what he's going to need to do. Or he hasn't in the past, at least in Kentucky.
He's 0 for 4 on Tapeta, so that's the thing. Now, he's never run on our Tapeta, and he's never run for Nolan Ramsey either. Nolan's 0 for 10 off the claim. I'm not going to hold that against him at all because we know how good of a horseman he is.
Yes.
But at least right now, that's really not his jam. So food for thought there. We'll see. The Tapeta product in Kentucky over the winter is very good.
Yeah.
But with that being said, he didn't really do a lot of running in 4 starts.
No, that's the problem for him. Race 6, it's a maiden, $25,000 level. It is the start of the late pick 5. I will tweet that ticket out. It is just a run back. -1 horse on my late pick 5 at 6.5 furlongs on what we hope is going to be a fast main track. I think it will be. There's no rain in the forecast. We know how that goes here. But the 1 Insta Purchase is out. The 6 Celebrity Dream is out, but it's still a very nice field of 9. And the 11, My Girl Nina, for you. First off the claim for the Herd Type.
Yeah, let's show you. This is the debut for My Girl Nina,
Yeah.
and this is the 3rd start for Goldie Glory, who's actually my best bet last time. She was a little flat. My Girl Nina beat her on the square because Goldie Girly is getting a much better trip than My Girl Nina is getting, and you can't run by My Girl Nina. That's not a good sign, right? I don't like that at all. You have to run by her with the way this race transpired. Now My Girl Nina with the start behind her in a good post here because she's got so much speed. I'm not going to worry about being out there.
Right.
Danny and Donna about 25% off the claim, doing some darn good work. And this horse might finish 10th today. I don't know. But this is a great claim because they get all the best of it here.
Right.
She didn't win. She's got the race behind her now, and it's all systems go today for the 2nd lifetime start. I think she's in a really good spot. And note she was 7-2 that day for Steve Glaceris, a guy that I do believe is like 0 for 9 or it's not a huge
on the
Steve's so good, but he's not a first out guy.
Yep, I agree for all the reasons you mentioned. The 8 Sweet Agenda I find interesting, at least dropping in class and meeting in the middle with the 6.5 furlong distance today.
Well, she's got speed. Okay, she's taken the biggest drop in racing. The drop from 7 is a big deal for her. The problem is the further and the further we get away from the Mo Hijinks race, the worse worse it looks. Hot Diva might never win.
That's a very fair assessment.
So.
Yeah, but at least they are dropping this filly,
absolutely.
So that helps. Like you mentioned, the 3 Goldie Glory, she might be one that just kind of stays just in the mix. I think the key here in this Rainbows, we are playing against the 2 Lady Lullaby, who the sire Silver State, I've got to look, but as of last week, still did not have a winner. Now, if anything, at least we're on the grass here. She had pastern boots on her debut, which is
off the grass.
Off the grass. Wait, what? What are you talking about?
She's off. She was on the grass on debut.
Yes,
which
that's what I'm
this-
saying.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, which is not really a good sign, but maybe they just needed a runner. But
Right.
again, I don't like when I see a horse that has pastern boots at all. We found a stat on Safi. I'm sure this is probably a good one with a second-time starter.
Okay, this is interesting because the stat for this horse on debut was something to the effect of 0 for
That's
17.
right, on the grass, yeah.
First time turf sprints in a maiden special weight. You know what? I don't like this. Stat's huge. I mean, come on, 5 for 10 on this
Yeah.
drop, turf to dirt. So that's this is her. You know what I don't like? And Safi's, Safi's okay. I'm doing this, but
Mm-hmm.
they paid 50, and all of a sudden you can have her for a quarter after she doesn't do any running.
Right.
I don't like that.
I don't blame you.
At all.
Silver
but,
State does have
okay,
5 winners now.
Now he does.
Yeah.
But this is Safi. It's E5. They've got better horses waiting to come into the barn, so maybe that's just what it is. But
Yeah.
to me, boy, you got to play against this horse.
Yep, I agree. That's what's going to be key to this rainbow, and it works out because she's going to be a short price. So read into that what you will. Race 7, off the grass, late pick 4. Do you want to show it? Do you want to keep going?
No, it's fine. We'll keep,
All right.
we'll keep going. It's off the turf.
It
as
is
you
a mile and a
mentioned.
16th on the Tapeta, 17.5 claimer here. The 3-3 Bolt is out of this race, and Jonathan Ocasio will ride the number 8 Holder Close, the 2 for you, Trumpetta.
Yeah.
Let's look at this is just, as Ron likes to say, window dressing, but I thought this was a breakthrough win for her.
Oh, she was really good. I think you picked her, too.
I did, yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Finally got it done that day.
Congrats to Ken Ramsey, too, our leading owner at the Royal
Oh, yes,
Palm
that's
Meet.
right.
If Edgard's winning and Ken's winning, that means Safi's winning, too. So kudos to all three of those guys. It's a good effort. Oh, by the way, she's the only 3-time winner in the field. And, oh, by the way, you've got 2 for 49, 2 for 26, 2 for 26, 2 for 34, and 2 for 26 in this field. Trumpetta looks pretty good on the surface switch
Yeah.
today. She's got speed. She doesn't have to be on the lead. Claimed out of this race by Frank Regalbuto, who's very quietly done some really good things around
Yeah.
here in the past 3 or 4 months.
Absolutely.
Guy that's not going to run a lot of horses. I redid the morning line on this race. I tweeted it out. We're going to show it to you again in the lightning round. Our buddy Ron upstairs is working hard. Thank you, Ron. This is a huge move up
Yep.
with the surface switch today. No bigger horse on the card moves up more than Trumpetta.
Yeah. Were you spreading in your rainbow
No,
in
I
this
had
race?
the Tinta Rosa was my best bet of the day on turf.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so
So-
let's talk about Tinta Roja
Yeah.
because the last time she was on the Tapeta was back in April, and that was with Victor Barboza. But what was interesting is this is Victor Barboza and Bo Chapman. They've been playing the
Mm-hmm.
claiming this horse back and forth.
Yeah, very interesting because you can see it right there in your form. Victor now back to Bo.
Yeah.
She ran fine on the Tapeta, but you can see it right there on your paper. Her turf races are better
Yeah,
than her
seen it.
Tapeta races. Voided claim last time. I can't tell you why. She's worked huge since then.
Mm-hmm.
She's not running here if she's not 100%. I can promise you that. So I just felt like with the surface switch today, the playing field gets a little bit more level with
Right.
Trumpetta in there.
That's why I put the 5
Yeah,
on top,
sure.
just because this horse is trying something different. This horse has been 2 turns on the Tapeta in the past, just hasn't in a really long time. But maybe this shakes, no pun intended, shakes it up a little bit.
Well, she's got good form. She's got
She does.
proven Tapeta form. She's been running well in her last 2 starts. She's bred for it, at least on the bottom. Pioneer
Right.
of the Nile, second in the Derby way back when. Wouldn't be any surprise. She's 7-2 now on this new morning line.
Yeah.
She's a big player in here for sure.
And you get an apprentice aboard,
Yeah.
so that helps get a little bit of a weight break. Race 8, it's an $8,000 claiming event, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. Here we scratch the 5-2 Monarch, as well as the 7 Icelander. This was a race that I spread very heavily in, Brian, and you're on XY Point.
I had an all in this race
Yeah.
in my rainbow, but I just couldn't. It's
Way too
too expensive. Nightmare to make a morning line, nightmare to handicap, nightmare to pick a horse because you don't
Yeah.
know what's going on here. How's Boomchero? We haven't seen him forever. He's 2 for 2
Right.
on the Tapeta. You don't know what's happening here. I'm going to take a stab with XY Point. Huge drop for this horse.
Mm-hmm.
He was in an overnight handicap, way out of his element. Now he's in for 8 off a layoff. I don't know.
Yeah.
They have Elijah Greenidge aboard. That worries me. Not anything against Elijah. Point is usually Rajiv or is going to ride for Aubrey.
Yep.
But these guys can play some poker sometimes,
Yep.
too. So I'm going to think maybe this horse might be live today. I don't know. This horse might run last today. I don't know. I'm going to take a stab. There's so much going on and so much to decipher in this race.
There is, yeah. Big Amadeus coming off of 2 victories, but just a maiden and a non-winners of 2, so restricted. And now jumping into this open class, it can be a little bit different. Star of the Beast, we'll look at the replay here. Drew the rail last time. This was the first start with the Laura Cesaris barn, and now and 2 Monarch is in here as well.
Yeah, that's why I like
But
this
it's
horse.
scratched
Yeah,
out here.
he's out. 2 Monarch. He was a big player.
Yep.
Icelander is one of the wild cards. Your morning line favorite is out of this race too. What were you going to do with him? He was going to be so difficult to figure too. You know what I like here? This is now, as you said perfectly, the second start with Laura. He ran very well here. If she can just find a length or 2 since this race, he is right there in the picture. The interesting thing, the 2 scratches that came out of this race are arguably the 2 fastest horses in this race.
Right.
The flow now completely gets whacked around in this race.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they all go here. And as you mentioned with Boom Chero, who Ron has on top, came out firing, guns blazing with 2 wins in a row, and then just race record got spotty. I don't know.
He hasn't been out since September of last year. He scratched a month or so ago.
Yep.
Now he comes back for 8. There's a wild work on him, July 26th. That's great, but then he doesn't work again until September 3rd. No idea. It's not going to help you to check the tote board in a rainbow.
No.
This is a spread race, I think, to me.
I agree. Race 9, it is an allowance optional, claiming 1 mile on the main track, a scratch of the 5, the Thor. It's a field of 6. You're either for Lou the Body or you're against. We'll look at his last race, and I'll let you talk about this guy here.
You know, the funny thing is we're looking to play against a horse that's going for his 5th straight win.
Right.
That a horse that quite honestly might be 1-5 in this race with the scratch of the Thor. I just felt, Samantha, at 1-2, my line in my notes was, this is, no pun intended here, this is the end of the line for him. I just feel like he's coming back today. Now, with all that being said, Lou the Body can come back more than a few lengths and still beat this field now. So something's got to happen where the others have to improve, and he's got to come back a little bit. This is a good stat for Danny Hertak. Raj is aboard, creeping up on 2,000 career wins. This is the most likely single on anybody with a budget in this rainbow. And quite honestly, he's one of the more likely winners in this rainbow, too. Maybe we're trying to get a little cheeky and trying to look for something that might not be there. I wish the Thor was in here.
Yeah, I do too. Give me Liberty, though, if anything, although the layoffs are not great here and he's been in some good barns. His figures fit if he brings his running shoes.
Yeah, he's 2 for 4 on the main track here. That voided claim is now 3 starts back. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And I like what Diley Dakin did here. He claims his horse, freshens him, and he's not in for a tag either. So there's some positives here. He's still looking up at a Lou the Body, even if he comes back a little bit.
Yes, exactly. I think Puckard will like the distance, and that's why I think, you know.
What is she doing in here?
That's
odd.
Well, she gets a big weight break what she does.
She gets a lot of
helps.
weight,
Yeah, with Elijah aboard. So, I don't know. That's a good question. Lou the Body, I don't know. We'll either look real smart or real stupid.
Yeah, because he's going now for his 7th out of 8th and 6 in a row. 5th out of 6. 5th in a row, 6 out of 7. So
yeah,
for different trainers too. So you know.
Yeah, exactly.
The more we talk about him, the sillier I sound.
I know. That's okay. Don't worry. Hindsight's 20/20. All right, the finale. Race 10, 17-5. Non-winners are 2 lifetime, 1 mile and 70 yards. The 2 Chilbean is out. Oh, thought I had a sneeze.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Wow.
Chilbean's out and Benty.
Thank you. Woo, that hit me quick. All right, so the 6 on top for both of us, Ball DeMar.
And I played this horse last time. She was my long shot.
We'll look at the replay.
Yeah. I'm glad we have this replay because watch what happens late in this replay. She looked like she was, all right, calling it a day. She wants to run 1 turn. She can't run 2 turns. She's on the inside. She's on the inside the whole way here. And I mean glued to the inside. She's in the 1 path the entire way around here and through the stretch. And right here, you're like, what are we going to do? 5th, 6th, 8th?
Right.
I don't know. She finishes 3rd. She dug in nicely late. She's almost looking like she's calling it a day here. And then she says, no, I'll keep trying. I thought this was a sneaky good run. I wanted her speed more on the turf than the Tapeta. She actually runs by the 3 late. This is
Yeah.
a good effort. It's behind her now. That was her first route try in a long time. It was her first route try on the Tapeta. She's 3-1 on a new morning line here on Tapeta. And take a shot with her. She's in the mix here.
She absolutely is. I agree. The one Golden Valley is the big question mark here.
Yeah, because the race last time, you look at it and, oh, wow, starter optional claimer. That's great. It was against just 3-year-olds,
yeah.
okay? Carlos Narvaez takes over. It's a good barn. It's a very sharp barn, 15% with new acquisitions. That's a big-time effort last time. They absolutely crawled on the lead. You can't go slower without falling over. 52-4. Impossible.
Yeah.
So she might have been flattered a little bit. The race held together. The horses 1, 2, 3 were 3, 1, 4 early. But I think she is. I agree with you. I think she's a huge player in here.
From the rail with a Misael aboard, who has been a boarder for a win off the pace, her maiden victory. You're going to have to go faster than 26 and 52 and 4
that's
to
not
get.
putting you on the
front. Not in this spot here.
No.
So a very compelling finale to this mandatory Rainbow Six on this Sunday afternoon. We'll take a quick look at the lightning round before we let Pete Aiello go through the scratches and the changes on the card. And again, we'll say it till your ears bleed today. Mandatory Rainbow.
Yeah, so that's in race 5 today with $1.25 million in the estimated jackpot. You can see it there. The carryover was very healthy coming in. So they're going to bet a lot. They always do, and we can't thank everybody enough for firing. And we're going to. This might be the biggest one we've had in a while. The prior ones I think they've been estimating at $1 million. So they're going to have a good number in here today. And again, thanks to Ron upstairs. He helped me out here this morning. We got updated lines here because we are unfortunately off the turf in race 7 and race 10. So there you can see it. Tinta Roja and Trumpeta in race 7. Party Shaker, Samantha's pick at 7-2. And then in race number 10, and we didn't really talk a lot about the morning line favorite, but it is still pocket pair, but it's just like race 7 in that I think that it's off the turf. Everything gets a little closer together. There's Baldemar at 3, Golden Valley we talked about and we like at 5-2. Jose D'Angelo with a great date facing winners today. So very still competitive and quite frankly more difficult races.
Yep. Going hand in hand with that, free DRF past performances. Thank you to our friends at Daily Racing Form. You can check it out. We have it on all of our social medias, and it's on the Gulfstream Park website, so no excuse.
Pretty cool, yeah. Go download them, free PPs for the entirety of the Rainbow sequence. Again, that kicks off in race number 5. I believe it's a very tentative and loose 250-ish in the PM.
Keep an eye on the post times. Your best bet today?
Nope, no best bet
All
with
right.
the switch. I had Tinta Roja, but not on the Tapeta.
Okay, so kind of similar. I do have Ball Damar, but I am using one more in my Rainbow just because of the surface switch.
Sure.
You have a long shot.
I do. XY Point in that wildly difficult Tapeta
Nice.
race. That is race number 8.
I like it, and I think mine's a little bit earlier in the maiden race with Cademan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
K-Man should be a square price. My horse maybe not with 2 very key scratches in that race, so I think it even becomes that much more difficult. Fun Rainbow today.
Very fun Rainbow today, and we'll be with you throughout the whole entire day to get you through it. Best of luck if you're playing with us, and we hope you are. And thank you to everybody for joining us each and every weekend here at Gulfstream Park. Pete Aiello with the scratches and the changes, and Ron Nicoletti out for the opener. Good luck today.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second chance.
And thanks to you, the owners, trainers, breeders, and every supporter,
You've created a ripple effect of change that's helping these magnificent animals move on to new careers and safe, fulfilling lives after racing.
Every single donation, whether big or small, is contributing to a brighter future.
But this race is just beginning. Because of you, we have gained incredible momentum and we're ready for more.